Dear students, this is Dr. Basavaraj Innaki, Associate Professor of History, Government Freshers College, Dandeli, Uttar Kannada District. The present video program is on the rise of British power under Robert Clive. In this, I am going to explain you about the introduction part of it, the British power in Bengal and the Black Hole tragedy. As a introduction part, I will explain you how the British came to India. Captain William Hawkins, he was the first English who came to India with the purpose of trade during the rule of Mughal Emperor Jahangir, and he got permission for trade at Surat. The British East India Company was founded in 1600 in England. In the beginning, it was only interested in trade and content only with the Mughal Emperor. As a part of introduction to this topic, the British in India, Captain William Hawkins, he was the first English who came to India with the purpose of trade during the rule of Mughal Emperor Jahangir, and he got permission for trade at Surat. The British East India Company was founded in 1600 in England. In the beginning, it was only interested in trade, but in the last days of 1600, few merchants got permission for free trade in India. Hence, they monopolized the trade with the East Indies. Sir Thomas Roe reached the court of Jahangir as an emissary of King James I in 1615, and he got permission to construct a factory at Surat. In the beginning of the 17th century, the British defeated the Portuguese. Towards the end of the 18th century, Dutch were also defeated by the British. After Captain Hawkins, Best came to India and he got permission to set a factory at Surat. He defeated the Portuguese in the Battle of Swali near Surat. They opened their trade centers at Machilipatnam, Madras, Harirapura, Balasore, Kasim Bazar and Hooghly. In 1615, Sir Thomas Munro visited the court of Jahangir and obtained trade concessions. In 1619, the British set up their factory at Agra, Ahmedabad, Baroda and Bharuch. This is how the East India Company developed in India. In 1619, another factory was set up at Machilipatnam in Andhra Pradesh, and they established their fort at Madras in Tamil Nadu, which was named as Fort St. George. In 1632, they were permitted for free trade at Golconda near Hyderabad. King Charles II received Bombay as a part of dowry when he married the Portuguese princess Catherine. The British acquired 3 villages in Bengal, which later to become Calcutta. The later Mughal Emperor Farrukh Shiar granted the British the royal formula in 1717. This gave them permission to carry on free trade in Bengal. The headquarters of the British in India was Madras. Gradually, the Indian political condition was very much favorable to exhibit their military strength. Let us see the life of Robert Clive. He was the first governor of Bengal, born on 29 September 1725. In 1744, he got appointment as a factor or company agent in the service of East India Company, and Clive came to India and spent 2 years as assistant shopkeeper. At that time, East India Company had a small settlement at Fort St. George near the village Madras Pattanam, later it known as Madras. It was here he got access with the library of the governor and read a variety of books and acquired a lot of knowledge in his early days in Madras. He fought the first Carnatic and the second Carnatic War. In the second Carnatic War, he succeeded in defeating French Governor General Dupleix, who was called back by the government of France after its defeat. After winning South India, he turned his attention towards Bengal. Let us see the first Carnatic War, which was fought between 1746 to 1748. It was an extension of Anglo-French conflict of Europe. The main cause for this war was the Austrian War of Succession, which broke out in 1740. Both the English and the French authorities ordered them to remain neutral in India, but however, the hostilities grew in India in 1746. The English Navy under Barnett, looking after the Bay of Bengal, had attacked a few French fleets. So Dupleix, in order to protect his fleets, sent a request to La Bourdonnais, commander of the French Navy at Mauritius, to come for his help. He came to India and succeeded in capturing the British ships in Bay of Bengal and Madras. At the same time, few British soldiers were taken as war prisoners, including Robert Clive. But to the unfortunate of Dupleix, Madras was returned to the British on payment without consulting Dupleix by La Bourdonnais. Hence, Dupleix recaptured Madras and sent an expedition against Fort St. David, a small factory 18 miles away from Pondicherry. In 1747, which won over the Nawab of Arcot Ali. It means French Dupleix won over the Nawab Anwaruddin as his friend. Dupleix recaptured Madras and sent an expedition against Fort St. David, a small factory 18 miles away from Pondicherry, in 1747. In 1748, the French captured Calcutta, but in course of time, the news arrived from Paris that peace treaty was concluded at Aix-la-Chapelle. This brought an end to the war in India. Accordingly, all the settlements of the British and the French were restored. An English army also failed to capture Pondicherry in 1748. This first battle of Carnatic is memorable for the Battle of Saint Thome, fought between the French and the Indian forces of Anwaruddin of Carnatic. The Nawab wanted to capture Madras from the British. When French returned it, he got angry over them. Hence, a war was fought between French and Nawab of Carnatic, in which the Nawab's army was defeated. At last, the war came to an end after the treaty was signed at Aix-la-Chapelle in Europe in 1748. Let us see the Second Carnatic War, which was fought between 1749 to 1754. The victory of the French in the First Carnatic War gave him the strength and increased his political power. So he was very eager to take revenge by taking part in the Second Carnatic War. At the same time, there was dispute for succession on the throne in Carnatic and Hyderabad states. In Hyderabad, there was a dispute between Nasir Jung and Muzaffar Jung. Both of them were relatives of the Nawab of Hyderabad. In Carnatic state, there was a similar dispute between Nawab Anwaruddin and Chand Sahib. At this juncture, Dupleix decided to support Mir Jafar for the Subadarship of Deccan and Chand Sahib for the Nawabship of Carnatic. On the other hand, Nasir Jung and Anwaruddin were supported by Robert Clive, the British military officer. Thus, the Second Carnatic War, in reality, it was a war between the French and the British. In this encounter, the combined armies of Muzaffar Jung, Chand Sahib killed Anwaruddin at the Battle of Ambur near Vellore in Tamil Nadu in August 1749. Nasir Jung also lost his life. Muzaffar Jung became the Subadar of Deccan and richly awarded with the governorship of all Mughal territories between south of river Krishna to Dupleix. The Nizam surrendered some districts of northern Sarkars to the French for their help. Chand Sahib became the Nawab of Carnatic in 1751. Thus, Dupleix reached zenith of his political career in India. Thus, the entire region between the Vindhyas and the Krishna river came under the control of the French general Bussy. A French army permanently stationed at Hyderabad at the expense of the Subadar. Due to the lack of cooperation and proper planning, the French commanders failed to exhibit their military leadership to the British. At the same time, Robert Clive arrived on the political scene of South India and decided to take revenge of the earlier defeats against the French. So he declared war upon the allies of the French and defeated them in the Battle of Tiruchirappalli. This defeat sealed the fate of Dupleix. The directors of the French were dissatisfied with the defeat, and Dupleix was recalled and succeeded by Godeheu as Governor General of France. In 1755, the provisional treaty was signed between them. Thus, Robert Clive, establishing his supremacy, turned his attention towards Bengal, the richest province of India. In Bengal, Siraj-ud-Dowlah, the new Nawab, did not like the presence of British troops at Fort William, so he ordered them not to fortify the city. So he attacked upon it and captured about 146 British. This incident is known as Black Hole Tragedy. This is the picture, this is the painting of that Black Hole Tragedy which took place at Calcutta. Now let us see what is the Black Hole Tragedy. When Siraj-ud-Dowlah attacked Fort William, he succeeded in capturing 146 British, which included women, children, and officers. They were all kept in a small room at Calcutta. This incident happened on 20th June 1756. After 2 days, when the room door was opened, he found that nearly 123 people were died due to suffocation and heat of exhaustion, and only 23 members were there in order to narrate the incident. This news reached Madras in August 1756. Lieutenant Colonel Robert Clive recaptured Calcutta in January 1757 and defeated Siraj-ud-Dowlah in the Battle of Plassey. The victory at Plassey sealed the fate of Siraj and opened a new chapter in the history of British rule in India. This earned a name and fame to Robert Clive. So this is all about Robert Clive and his role in expansion of British power in India. And these are some of the multi-choice questions. These are the answers and these are the reference books. Thank you.